Okay,
Great!
fine,
Nice
thanks.
to have you here. How are you?
Yeah. So fine, fine. What about you?
Fine too. Let's
Yeah,
get started. I
it's
believe
an
that
opportunity.
before we get started, what I want to
Yeah.
do is to introduce myself.
Okay, fine.
I'm gonna talk a little bit about me, and then we can start talking about your company and your business. But just to make you understand
Fine.
who I am, how I've got to this position. I believe that it's important. So,
Yeah, fine.
as you may know, I'm an angel investor and I'm startup mentor. I
Okay.
have been analyzing, or I have analyzed pitches from
Yeah.
more than 15 countries in 4 continents.
Wow, great.
I have worked as a senior executive in one of the biggest consulting firms of the world. I had the opportunity to work with more than 30 companies. I have sold and I led projects of more than 1 million reais, and I have identified more than $100 million in revenue improvement opportunities for clients. In 2 years, I changed my career. I went to Silicon Valley. I stayed there to know a little bit better the environment, the ecosystem, what are the values that they have there, what are their mindset, what they are doing, to understand what makes startup what makes startups to grow and to be successful and to become unicorns. So it was a very good experience. I had an experience there to create a company in 1 week. So we started developing one idea and we work on this idea during the week of the experience,
Yeah.
and at the end of the week I had to present the pitch. So it was very good because we were immersed in the environment there. So it made me understand exactly what entrepreneurs are facing, what are the difficulties, and what they could do in order to be successful. And at the end of the week, I had the experience of preparing the pitch and conduct the pitch. And guess what? I was the best one? No, I wasn't the best one. I stuck with a lot of things. I faced a lot of difficulties, which is normal that entrepreneurs face all days. I didn't have too much time to prepare myself. I didn't have too much time to review the pitch, to practice, to understand what would they required. So it was very important for me to go through that experience. I had also the opportunity to study in Stanford and to be one of the best students on that class of innovation. And because of that, when the teacher came to Brazil to conduct the training here, I was one of the facilitators of the program here in Brazil. And then when I start there, when I had contact and when I was in touch with the ecosystem and environment, it was completely different from what I had experienced in the consulting, working with big and multinational companies. So this environment made me very excited. I also participated in a hackathon as a mentor, and I was selected one of the best mentors there at the opportunity. 3 out of 5 startups groups that had reached the final, they after the event, they talk to me and they thank me to be helping them during the event. I was supposed to be there for 6 hours. I stayed there for the whole period. I slept there. Actually, I didn't sleep, so it was a fantastic experience as well. So I started working only with entrepreneurs, only with startups since then. So it has been a tremendous experience, and my level of satisfaction increases a lot. So it's important for me. It's what I value the most. So that's why I started to analyzing pitches in order to invest. And then when I identified that there were a lot of opportunities for improvement in their pitches, because I
Yeah.
was used to make presentations for C levels and for owners of the companies that were my clients. So pitch was present on my life almost all my life. So when I start analyzing business and analyzing the pitches, I identify a lot of opportunities, and then I created a methodology. It's called TTT Pitch Formula. It's a formula for entrepreneurs to have their pitches as part of the 1% pitches that receive investments. Based on my experience, only 1% of the companies that I have analyzed I invest in, so 99% of them failed in presenting the company and the idea in the way that I could invest. So with this methodology, I help entrepreneurs to be in the 1% range. So that's where I am right now. It's a little bit about me.
Yeah, it's a very big thing, and your portfolio says it's all.
Great.
So
So what
congrats
I
for
want
doing.
to do with you next is to understand a little bit about you, a little bit about
Okay.
your idea and your pitch. What I
Uh,
want to
so
start
like
doing is, before you presenting your startup, before your pitch, I'd like to understand what's your
yeah.
main difficulties that you
Uh,
felt in preparing the pitch for today.
okay. So is that the difficulty for the people or for our company, so which we are facing or something?
Your company.
Okay. Yeah, yeah. So the thing is that should I just explain about our company so that I can just address our like what are the difficulties we are facing after that?
Okay, it sounds good. So in order to you to present the company,
Yeah.
let's do the thing.
Fine.
Do you have your pitch deck ready?
Yeah, yeah, I do have right now.
Okay, so share the screen with me, and then you
Uh,
have you will present your pitch
sure.
to me, and then we can talk about your difficulties.
Yeah. So should I just explain or like should I just show you the pitch deck right now?
No, you will conduct your pitch. You have 3 minutes.
Okay, fine then. Yeah, fine then. So 2040.in, it's a like a first ever e-negotiation platform. It's a like a e-bargaining platform. So the company's name has been our company's name is basically HRR 2040 Health Services Private Limited. It's incorporated in 2017 on 16th of November. Right now we are into care related spaces like healthcare, fitness care, yoga care, it's a like a skin care related products. So how why we invented like a online bargaining platform? Because the thing is that these are the problems which people are facing right now. It's a first price means suppose say you are purchasing a something a product, but you don't have a like a single sense of price that whether these prices are being too less or whether after like a discounts and after like a cashback you are getting the prices at right moment, but you don't see like even after this. discounts, you are still losing like near about 10% to 15% of your price margin. Then there is a no customization available in any of the sites and any of the sections. Suppose say you want to buy a wheelchair, and that wheelchair, your door length is 11 inches and your wheelchair length is 16 inches, but you just cannot just go into that. So you have a customization facility in our section, so that you can just directly order that my wheelchair, you just do the wheelchair with 11 inches of length, so that we can have that facility there. It's like a third option is like a video demonstration. Suppose say you are purchasing a single product from us, then you must have, there is an option that you can just directly show the product and directly just, is that the product is right or not. Because after like receiving the parcel, so if you just get the product that it's not a real product, then after like a cancellation and refund policy, it's always take near about 30 days or 7 days of period. So we just minimize that time, and we just provide you the video demonstration before any of the shipments. So how the negotiation works? It's like a three-step of process. When a customer bargains, in the first step, system catches the keywords and finds specific prices from sites input by us. Suppose say you are purchasing like a skincare product. Suppose say it's a Olay cream. Then the system gonna capture the keywords from Olay cream from different of the sites and different from the like a Instagram or Facebook like a notification. If there are some of the people who just put their prices in Instagram or Facebook, they're gonna capture the data. In the next step, the if prices become lower, system says we cannot go less. Suppose say you already get the prices at far cheaper, then we cannot bargain with you. In some of the cases, if our admin don't allow to bargain, the system will tell you we cannot bargain at this moment. Kindly unlock to proceed further. Suppose you don't have enough time, then you can just unlock the price. Then after you can just go to cart and check out. We assure you in 70% of cases our prices will be low, only due to our keyword mapping structures. So these are the solutions which we are right now doing. Online price negotiations, that you have a facility that you can just directly negotiate with us on a real-time purchase basis. Open air facility, we have in India that like whenever the parcel's weight is below 5 kg, then you can just open the parcel, clear the parcel, then after can pay the COD. Real time customization, any product you just want, like the product should be made by you, you can just directly do the customization as per you. Logistic franchisee is only due to the servicing factor. Suppose that there is a machine and you don't have any like a specific machine servicing in your doorstep, then we have that facility that we have logistic franchisee all over India, so they can just go to your place and can make the or can like do the servicing part as per your requirement. Manufacturers tie up, we don't have any like a distributor or dealers to deal with the customers. We directly connect the manufacturers to the customers. One second. Diversifications in sports and other categories, only due to the volumes right now India is capturing in sports and fitness, only because we want to capture audience through our USP. Our USP is online bargaining and customizations, and due to the higher volume range in sports in India, so we are focusing into sports and other categories like fitness, yoga care or like a skin care. These are the sections which we are targeting right now. Bargaining our value proposition, it's a these are the points which I have already told you. Like these products are regularly used, whereas in clinic and hospitals, parlor, gym, home, maximum products are being purchased in negotiation. Reduce time and hassle as everything is done in 2 minutes before buying. No requirement of cashback since products are sold at bargain price. Suppose say you don't have to wait for the Amazon cashback or Paytm cashback, you can just directly bargain with us and can get the product at cheapest price. Customers can bargain up to 5 to 10% of for first time, 10 to 15%, second time 15 to 25%, third time purchase. Is only due to the customer retention. This is only the industry overview. It's currently we are going into 15.8% with the medical products with like a 5.2 billion dollar, which is averaging on a 15.8% of CAGR in India. And I'm not including the other categories right now, which will gonna improve up to like a 22 to 23% in Indian market. Yeah, our USP is online bargaining, which I have already said is a user-centric market we have. Like online price negotiation, customer can bargain and negotiate on products. Open air, open the parcel, then pay the COD. Customization, customize your size, color, dimensions, and everything. Sprint, press implementations, get product within 40 minutes. So I have already said, if you have, we have like a service franchisee all over India, the parcel weight is below 5 kg, we have a sprint facility. they book any product, then get the product within 40 minutes. Extended warranty for the machines, like for the electrical products, we have like a 6 months of extended warranty after one year of like a warranty imposed by the company. Yeah, this is our only approach for the like inventory purposes. End customer supply in-house measurement products at wholesale prices, open air and servicing, which I already mentioned you on the like upper pages. So these are our flagship products right now. It's into like I have already said, it's like a yoga care, like a health care, it's a skin care, baby care, it's a sports related products, it's a like only for the bandages used in hospitals. It's a like means more of a like a senior citizen products or old products. These are the products which we are right now targeting in. Rehabilitation products I have already mentioned. These are the like a more structured way of representing our like a sections. You can just see there. Our consumer at glance is like a doctors, travelers, fitness conscious people, athletes, students, practitioners. These are the like sections which we are targeting right now. Our milestones, like 80 to 85 parcels per day. Right now we are shipping. It's a like a 50 hours. Is a we managed to supply like a base stimulating devices within 50 hours. Like suppose say these are the like emergency products. We just supply the product within 50 hours, and our like online retail customers like within a period of like it's like a 3 months, we have managed to like get almost 5,000 of customers within the period of 3 months. So these are the like a customer retention which we do have right now. More than 650 manufacturers tie-ups, which are like a means for India for a startup company. I think it's a like a very good opportunity for us right now. 7x revenue growth only due to customer negotiations and customizations. So these are our like a leadership team. Mr. Himanshu Das, he is my father, and he has like a 20 years experience in prosthetic and orthotic in medical field. This is me, Rakesh Das. Is a, like a I'm a BTech in manufacturing, and I have like a 5 years of experience in numerical controls, pharmaceuticals and healthcare line, and in brand marketing. Our third like a director, his name is Mr. Ramesh Das, and he was our first investor. He has invested 10 lakhs of amount in when we started our company. And for the networking purposes, recently we appointed Mr. Atharva Patankar. He is our like a means a networking and brand creator. And for ERP and technology backed monitoring managed by Smanik Web Solutions. Is a like a very good reputed name in India. In India, for the like a website development and website designing. So this is the like a customer acquisition report. This is the figure of means it's a like a 3 months of figure. You can just see. I will just share you the overall details of this. You can just like find out the whole lot of things in a like a simple table. So I'm just skipping it right now. If you allow, this is our journey, which I will explain you on a like a better way. This we are right now we are doing 26% of gross margin. Is a like a 26% of figure after like calculating from small running products and big running products. Yeah, this is the our like a monthly revenue figures. I will share you the revenue report with a proper balance sheet. What's next? By 2021, we'll cover almost all types of sports products by 2020. Introduce fashion, but fashion in a like a better way. We are going to introduce more than like a 1,500 of like a fashion designers who don't have any like a boutique firms or something else, but they are the like a fresh students. So who we will introduce their designing clothes for the normal people with a bargaining prices into our portal. So that will be like a 2040 fashion idea. Subscription packages only due to we have like a certain structures like a online negotiation, open air facility, online like a video presentations. So we will apply the subscription packages once we get near about 1 lakh of customers. So vendor registration, which are like a ongoing process, and by the end of 2021 we will complete different modes also. It's a service franchisee I have already mentioned. We will convert 6 states by the end of 2020 for risk-free RTO. So as to like means get a less number of RTO, which is called return to origins. How negotiation works, I have already like mentioned there. So currently we are seeking a $1 million with a like a stake of 25%. So yes, this is our pitch deck.
Okay, so what I want to do is let's go back to the beginning
Uh,
of the slide. You can still share your screen. Let's go back to
sure.
your presentation. Yes,
Yeah.
slide by slide. I want to make comments on the key aspects that I observe. I believe that you included a lot of information on your pitch deck.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
it's not a 3-minute pitch, as you noticed. You spend a little bit more than 3, and
Oh, okay. Sorry for that. Because, yeah.
no problem.
Because I
But
haven't presented my pitch in 3 minutes. Yeah. So this is first time. Yeah.
no problem. When I work with the entrepreneurs, I
Yeah.
always seek. I always try to make them reach the perfect 3-minute pitch. Why? Why it's important to focus on the 3-minute pitch? It depends on the place where you're gonna present. It may vary. It can be 3, 5, 8, 10. It depends. But if you understand and learn how to do a 3-minute pitch, the other presentation would be easy.
Yeah.
Easy. And it's not only for investor. When you have learned how to make your 3-minute pitch, it will be applied for the mindset and what you're gonna do when you talk to clients, partners, other stakeholders, and it's very valuable. So
Yeah.
no problem if you
Yeah.
have not reached the 3-minute pitch, but I want to make comments on key slides. I could talk about each slide if I could, but because of our limited time, I will pick only the main ones that I believe would make sense to talk in the period that we have right now. So let's begin with the front
Sure.
page.
Yeah.
The front page, it should bring your brand, and your brand is here. It should bring one sentence that would describe what you do, and it's here. It's
Yeah.
online
E-negotiation
negotiation at
platform.
real time, and try this
Yeah.
try this at home. It's good. I like it. And it should have an image that is related to your brand and to your value proposition. Your value proposition is not here.
Yeah.
I believe that one thing that you could do when starting presenting, is mention your value proposition right at the beginning. And the image, you
Sure.
could use a different one. You could make it bigger and try to identify a picture that creates a connection, an emotional connection with the brand, your value proposition, and that will make an impact on the investor mind.
Yeah. So the favorite thing is that this picture is for the medical instruments which we are selling. This is our like a first products which we are focused on. Because the thing is that when we started our company, we used to sell medical instruments. So that's why we just provided our like a first product is a, like our brand products. So which we were like a focusing at the like a first stage of our company, and these medical instruments just back our company to reach a certain stage. So that's why we have like a we have put this picture on a it's a medical instruments.
I see.
Yeah.
And just to finish what I was mentioning, I
Sure.
was talking about the connection that you need to create with the investor. I'm not sure if you are familiar with the concept of the decision making that is directly correlated with the emotional part of our brains. Actually, our emotional side decides, and then our rational side justify the decision. So it's important for you,
Yeah.
in the first place, the first impact that you need to create is an emotional impact. So you need to be
Yeah.
able to create a connection with the investor that could correlate
Yeah.
the brand, the value proposition, and make it clear on the investor's mind.
Yeah. Yeah. Fine. Not an issue. So like a great suggestion.
Great. So the next slide, you mentioned about
It's a local
HRR
company.
2040 Health Service Private Limited. What I would suggest you to do is to start with the problem.
Okay. I think problems are in the third slide. I think.
Exactly. Go to the third slide.
Yeah.
Yeah. Here I see improvement opportunities in this slide. What you could do is create a story here. Instead of only presenting the problems, you should create a persona. It's related to create an ideal client for you. Who would be your clients on your company? This person could have, and it represents the ideal client. So you could give a name for this persona. How old is she or he? What's his or her job? How it's your life, or how is their lives? So you create a persona. It's a kind of a character.
Yeah, I got that. Yeah.
And then include a story when you're presenting the problems. So you're gonna talk about Jane, who is 20 years old, and she practices sports, but she has difficulties in this, that, and those things. And then you create a story which is very effective for the investor understand in a better way what the problem is. It's not that you are not presenting the problems, you are, but the way that you can present it can still create the emotional connection that we want. One thing that you should keep in mind is that this presentation is more emotional than rational. It has both aspects. However, you should understand and try to emphasize the emotional part. So as much as you can create emotional connection and include emotion on your presentation, the better.
Fine there. Not an issue.
And then go to the next slide, the fourth one. Another thing, you use a lot of text. I would suggest you to use more pictures. So you are presenting the problem in a persona perspective. So you can use the photo of this ideal client, you can use the day by day of the persona, how is their life, what they are doing. You can include steps that he or she could have on their routines that will lead to the problem that you identified.
Definitely I will do that. I will provide much of the pictures.
Great. So let's move on to the fourth slide. So you could present this slide telling the story of your persona. You see the difference?
Great.
Great.
So I have to explain this process with like a pictures, like how a person is bargaining with us.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, definitely. I'll do that. Yeah.
Let's go to the slide number 5, which is the
It's a
solution.
solution.
Okay, when we talk about
Yeah.
the solution, we always need
Yeah.
to keep in mind that it has to be presented in an easy and effective way. When you
Okay.
tell a story, you can
Yeah.
use the context of the story to present your solution in a flow that is smoother. Because when you talk about a
Okay.
persona that is facing a problem, in the story they
Yeah.
could solve that problem. In the
Yeah.
story they could solve that problem right after having identified a good opportunity. And what the good opportunity is your company. So you could include your
Okay.
company in the story or and the solution in the story, and you can also include
Yeah.
the way that the persona identified your company. So the flow of the presentation is smoother. It doesn't have breaks, because if you present it in blocks, the structure of the presentation will be one. But if you present it as a whole story with a flow that go from one slide to the other in a smoother way, the way that the investor will receive the information is completely different.
Yeah. I got that. Yeah. So whatever we just have to put, we just include any persona or some pictures so as to captivating the customers in a better way.
Yeah. And then when you
Sorry,
present the
sorry, just yes.
solution, it has a lot of text
Yeah.
again. Try to make it simpler. It should be direct to the point, because when you present too much information, when you are conducting your 3-minute pitch, you kind of, on your mind, you need to present everything. So it makes it more difficulty for you to present it in an effective way and go direct to the point.
So we have to present something like that. The picture says it all, rather than putting much of the text.
Yes,
Yeah. Fine then. Fine then. I will do that.
great. Let's go to the next slide.
It's a value proposition.
Yeah, the value proposition, you need to, this slide, be careful on the text that are on the lines. You can see?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
just be careful with that. And the distribution of the information on this slide, it also could be improved, because we have a blank space on the bottom left, bottom right part of the slide that you are not using. So you could distribute it better.
Okay.
And still a lot
Yeah,
of
so
text.
we don't have to like free up space.
Sorry?
Yeah. Okay. No. I just said like we just don't have to like give any blank spaces in a like a pitch presentations.
Yeah. Try to
Okay.
occupy the whole slide, not with texts, but with key information.
Yeah.
Try to position the things that you want to present in a way that you could fulfill the slide.
Yeah. I got that.
And this slide particularly, I think it should come
Yeah.
when you talk about your company in the first place, right on the front page, the first page. You don't need to include all texts. You don't need to use this slide actually. You just need to bring the key message on the first page of your presentation. And it has to be very simple. The first sentence that you bring on your slide, the first one, is very good because it's direct to not this slide, the first one. It's very good. So when you're talking on the front page, you have to have a small sentence that represents exactly the value that you're bringing to the market. Here, it's short, it's direct to the point, and what it should have, in addition, is a little bit more information on your value proposition that will make it more complete. But this is the idea: a small sentence with a very direct to the point sentence that brings information to the market, what you do and what the value you are bringing to the society.
I got it.
So let's move to the slide number, I believe number 9, maybe? 8. Unique selling proposition. User-centric market. Okay, so now you're going to start talking about the market. Go to slide number 10.
Is the approach towards fulfilling our a single parcel. How we are fulfilling the parcel to the end customer.
Yeah, let's think about the flow of the presentation. Let's go to the next slide, 11.
It's a flagship of products.
Okay, let's go to the next one.
It's the same as like a types of products. What are the types we are using?
Yeah, when you're presenting your solution, this slide might be a good one. Because when you present your solution, you mention that our solution will have different types of products. And what are there? What are them? So we have healthcare, fitness, baby care, sports product, elderly care. So every types of product will be there on our product for customers to be able to have contact with. So in this way, when you're talking about the story of persona to present the problem, you don't need to use only one persona. You can include other personas. You can talk about Jane, which is elder people. You can talk about John that practice sports. But then at the end, everybody will have their problem solved with your product. You need to be able to include all the personas in the story in a fast and effective way. You can talk about the solution at one time, like present the solution that address the problems of every persona. And this slide, it presents a lot of pictures. We can take a look on it and have a clear idea of what it has. So there are still opportunities for improvement in this one, but it's more it's closer on what a slide should have. Pictures, direct to the point. There are still a lot of texts. I believe that you could even reduce it. But you could fulfill the slide in a better way than the other ones.
Yeah, not an issue. Yeah, and I think the pictures are there. So I just have to reduce the texts.
Yeah. I believe that I could cover the topics that I believe we could have talked about in the period that we had.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
So it was very nice to talk to you, Akash. Bye bye.